Hey there, Twisters. Happy Free Agency Day and happy Canada Day to all of those celebrating. Wanted to make this video before I take off for my road trip here. This is a real shocker to me. The Carolina Hurricanes just signed Dmitry Orlov to a 2-year deal at $15.5 million. So that means from a cap standpoint, he's going to be a $7.75 million cap hit for already one of the best blue lines in the NHL. The Carolina Hurricanes have intrigued me in the sense that, yeah, they do need to upgrade in the top six a little bit, especially given the fact that they couldn't finish in the postseason last year. They had trouble scoring goals. I know injuries had something to deal with it, but they needed some help in that area, whereas they've already been an elite defensive team. You have to consider how strong the top four is for this club on defense. You have, of course, Jacob Slavin playing with Brent Burns. That was a terrific pairing this last year. And you have Brady Shea with Brett Pesce. So that's a great top four. Although Pesce is kind of the variable here, he's been subject to some potential trade discussions given that the Hurricanes haven't been able to negotiate a deal with him. He is a UFA next year. But the thing here is that Pesce's a right-handed shot. Orlov is a left-handed shot. So is he going to be a replacement for him? I'm not entirely sure, but I can guarantee one thing. You wouldn't have a $7.75 million defenseman playing in your bottom pairing as much as I could salivate at the chance of Orlov playing with Jalen Chatfield. Of course, you got to credit what Orlov has done in his career so far. I've always liked him, especially with the Washington Capitals, but he did have an impact with the Boston Bruins as well. This past season, he added some offense. In 66 games, he had 7 goals and 29 assists. But of course, Orlov is more of a stay-at-home defenseman. The defensive metrics, the advanced stats, all that stuff looks really good for him. So certainly he could improve a blue line from keeping the puck out of the net. But the thing is that how is this addressing what the Carolina Hurricanes need? But the thing is that they haven't touched the top 6 just yet. Max Pacioretty leaves in free agency, so they lose even more goal-scoring potential for Sebastian Aho and Andrei Svechnikov and Seth Jarvis. They need another talent up there, especially somebody who has some size, who can push other teams around a little bit. That's a big area of need, and it's been kind of like that for the Hurricanes for the past few years. Now, Don Waddell has about $7.3 million in cap space to play with. When you look at their contracts right now, they have pretty much everybody on the books for next season, so that looks good. But even so, I'm curious to see if they have another kind of ace up their sleeve, because this team has needs that it isn't quite addressing just yet. One other need that I want to talk about a little bit is goaltending. Now, the Hurricanes always get good goaltending. I attribute a lot of that to how good their defense is, but even so, you got to credit Antti Raanta and Frederick Andersen and Pyotr Kochetkov in his limited play with the team so far. But the thing is that they've brought back both Andersen and Raanta. Raanta on a 1-year deal at $1.5 million, and Frederick Andersen on a 2-year deal at $3.4 million. Raanta is already 34 years old. He has an extensive injury history, and Frederick Andersen also has his troubles keeping healthy. He is now 33 years old, so he's not going to be any better than he's already been. And even though I like Freddie Andersen, I've said this before, I think he's a good goaltender, but there's only so far that you can get with him when he's backstopping you in the Stanley Cup playoffs, especially for a team that, again, I think has a couple major holes that they haven't been able to address. And one of the other interesting variables here is that this team, the Hurricanes, are reportedly interested in Erik Karlsson. So would perhaps Brett Pesce be on the move to San Jose if they want to make this deal happen? Would the Hurricanes have enough cap space for Karlsson? How much are they willing to consume? Especially given the fact that their offseason is probably not done yet. I would still think that they're looking into forwards, but do they need another producer on their blue line like Karlsson? I mean, Brent Burns already worked out really well with Slavin last year. They had been reportedly interested in reacquiring Tony DeAngelo, who played really well with Slavin, and you do have some players on this roster already on the blue line who can chip in now and then, Orlov being one of them. So Twisters, what do you think about this Dmitry Orlov contract? He's earning $7.75 million for each of the next 2 years. What do you think about them retaining their older goaltenders? Do you think Kochetkov's going to get more of an opportunity this year in place of Raanta? And is there an opportunity for one of their prospects, kind of like Jarvis did in a couple of years ago, to actually make an impact in perhaps the top 6 for this team if they don't bring in somebody else through a trade or free agency? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and stick around for further content here in the 2023 offseason. And don't forget, Twisters, we have a second hockey channel that is Sudden Death Hockey, shorter commentary style videos, kind of like this, but even shorter than that. And I also have Sudden Death Sports, where I recently put out a video on the most cursed teams of all time in pro sports. So we do talk some hockey there quite a bit. Anyway, guys, hit the thumbs up, subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you around for more coverage of the 2023 NHL offseason. I'm Nick. I appreciate you watching, and I'll catch you Twisters later. Ciao for now.